Hi everyone, today we'll be talking about JavaScript object-oriented programming or the likes because it's imitated, it's not real object-oriented programming, it's just ways that you can imitate to get the results that you want to. Normally JavaScript is not used for object-oriented programming. You don't have inheritance, polymorphism, and so on. There are ways to avoid that, and as we said one of the previous times, its main purpose is to build websites, and inside the websites you will rarely have inheritance, need for parent classes and classes in general. But yes, since we are going to be making games, and games without object-oriented programming are real hard to make, we have to know some of the basics for JavaScript, and then you will see that in TypeScript is done a lot better. But I just wanted to have this lecture since you will be able to appreciate what TypeScript has done with JavaScript. And if you had to write it, with the pure JavaScript as we are going to be doing it today, it's not going to be fun or easy at all. So yeah. A couple of slides. This one I commented on. Simple class in JavaScript. This is going to be a demo. String prototype example, and then inheritance in JavaScript. So making a simple class is relatively easy, but inheritance is where things get a bit weird, if they're not weird already. Right, so let's get started. So object-oriented programming means the application is constructed as a set of objects. We have objects, you have inheritance, you have polymorphism, abstractions, getters, setters, and so on. Here we don't have this, since JavaScript is a prototype-oriented language, which means that anything that you create, even if it's a string, a bunny, any type that you have, has a prototype, which is something like a parent for this class. So you'll see what I'm talking about in one of the next slides. And this is how we define hierarchy. So we have one object here. Let's say a string. We can define its prototype. We can add some features here. Then we can add another prototype, and so on, until we get to object, which is somewhere up the line here, and the prototype of object is null, because this hierarchy has to end somewhere. So this is sort of similar to C#, where object is the parent of anything in object is the parent class of any class in C#. This is similar, but the connection is done differently here. Okay, JavaScript uses functions instead of keyword classes and so on. So everything in JavaScript is a function, and there are ways to imitate classes and so on, but we have to use functions to do that. There are many ways in which you can do that in JavaScript. I've decided to show you the so-called classical way, but there are a lot more. I think at least 10, 20, depending on libraries which you get, they can be even more. But yeah, here is the place to mention that in the new version of JavaScript, which is ECMAScript 6, you will be able to write decent object-oriented programming, but it's not supported by all browsers yet, so we have to think about some other ways around it. Right, so simple class in JavaScript. So let's create a web store. Let's run the web store, and let's create a simple class, which is going to be a bunny, of course, and we'll see how to do that. Just wait for it to load. So this is the last project, and I would like to create a new one. So file, new project. This is going to be called JavaScript object-oriented programming, create this window. And let's start with a simple HTML file to include the JavaScript files in. So this is going to be index.html. And let's create, so first of all here, JavaScript OOP. Then inside here, let me first create the JavaScript file. So here I would like to say, what's the first one? Bunny class. And I would like to include it here. So I want to say script. I have to zoom in. No one told me that. So script. Inside here, source equals bunny class type text JavaScript. And inside here, let's create a bunny. So as we said, it's going to be a function. So let's do that. So function bunny. Let me zoom in a bit more. Function bunny. And then we would like to get in the bunny name and age. Open the brackets, and inside here, this right now is just a simple method, right? But I want to have some properties for the bunny, which are going to be given values, this name and age. So to do that, I have to say this dot name, which immediately creates a property for the function bunny, but we want to think of this function as a class. So think of this function as a class. So yeah, this corresponds to my function bunny, since we don't have classes. So this dot name equals name, and now this points to this name here, similar to C#. Here we have this dot h equals h. All right. And right now we can create a bunny. So right here, if I want to say var bunny equals new bunny, I can give it some values, special age 15. And now if I want to log something, so console.log, we can say bunny dot, and here we have the age and the name. And after that we have some other things which we're not going to look at, but we also have prototype here, which we are going to be using later. So right now I want to say, well, print the age of the bunny. And if we run this, please go away. Click here. Really? Okay. F12, please work. What's happening? I did not press F12, maybe. F12. Right, we get 15. So this is all fine. Can access it from here. Bunny.h, bunny.name. We can access that as well. So similar to an object in C#. And I would like to make it as clear as possible. These act like properties. Right, so properties are fine. Just create them this way using the keyword this, which is automatically gonna create the property for you. How do you think you would be doing a method inside here? Any suggestion? Sorry? This dot, the name of the method. Let's say a method which is going to be say hi, and this is going to be function, and it's going to be something like return hi, my name is plus this dot name. All right, let's see. And here console actually bunny dot say hi dot log, and let's see what's gonna happen. There we go, we have it. So we know how to do methods, we know how to do properties, it's all fine. But in the end, it's really not, and I'll show you why. So let's remove, actually let me create some new bunnies here. So let's do the usual separator. So right now here I want to say var bunny1 equals new bunny, and actually without any arguments, var bunny2 equals new bunny. Alright, I want to log bunny1 dot say hi, whether it's equal to bunny2 dot say hi. So surrounded by log. Okay, so we have two methods. We have two bunnies. They are created the same way, and you would think that the result, or just this method would be the same as the other method, right? But the answer is no, and we'll see why. So let me just print that here. We will be getting false. Even if I put, I don't know if I can put brackets here at all. That's gonna change it to true, because now we are checking whether one string is equal to the other string, and they're clearly the same. But I want to check whether the methods are the same, because when you're typing in C#, your two methods, not that you can compare them this way, but you would expect, if you have a class bunny and you have a method which is say hi, you would expect it to be the same for every single instance of bunny, right? Well, this here is not the case, and the fact is that however many bunnies I create, each one of them is gonna have in the memory its own say hi method, which is really bad performance wise, because if I have 10,000 bunnies and so on in my game, each one of them is gonna have every single method inside inside the object, which is gonna create the same function many times, which just loses memory and performance and so on. So to fix that, I would like to look a bit closer into the prototype, which is the next demo here. So the next demo, I'm just gonna do it here. So new JavaScript file. We are gonna say string prototype demo. I'm gonna include it here. Actually, can I comment on this? So /. As you can see, the comments in an HTML file are different, but WebStorm is aware of that, so I can just press /, and it's gonna do it for me all automatically. So script, actually this way. So script.
Why are you typing there?
Sorry, why am I typing there?
In the body.
Why am I typing in the body? I believe, I'm not 100% sure, that if you put your scripts in the body, they are gonna load first, and it takes some. The performance is slightly better if you load them there. That's what I have heard. I can quickly check it online to see if that's true. Loading script files in the body. Okay, so I have a JavaScript for a specific page, blah blah. Currently I have my images inside, but I want to remove it to separate JS file to load. I have JavaScript for a specific page.
It's faster, but
Performance. Yeah, sure, but we're not concerned with that much. So the argument was that they are gonna load faster, but we have to wait for all of them to load for our page to load after that. Well, if I put them at the end of the body, is it gonna be the same? I'm not sure. So I can still put them in the body, but yeah, all right. So yeah, but right now these are simple demos, and we really don't care at all about that. So script, and I wanted to say source here equals string, and then type is text JavaScript. So inside here, I would like to show you for the first time what is a prototype. So I can say string.prototype, and then after that I am accessing, you can think that I'm accessing, so here is the string. Actually this is not a very, yeah, so string inside here, and the prototype is the, you can think of the class in quotes, which is above it, like a base class, and I can put some things inside here. It's like an extension method to my string. If you remember what extension methods were, what I'm trying to do now is make a method which I can apply to any string that I want to. So I am going to be putting them up here in the sort of parent class, but you know, we don't have classes in JavaScript. So the method that I want to do is going to be repeat. Since we don't have it here, we should not be having it here. I'm pretty sure that this is not a built-in method in JavaScript. So actually let's try it. So dot repeat control space, no, we don't have it. So yeah. Okay, so here I want to make a simple function which is going to repeat the given string, so that I'm able to say something like dash dot repeat, and then I want to say 50 times, and this is going to create a string which is going to be you know, with this character but repeated 50 times, so that I don't have to do this thing in here every time. Right, so let's do that. So this is going to be a simple function, and since we are now JavaScript masters, I would like to do this on a single line. Inside here, I would like to be getting the count, meaning how many times would I like to repeat my string. And okay, can anyone think of a single line that's gonna give you the result that we want to have? So we have the count, we have the string that we want to repeat, and do you know of any way that we could do this on a single line? Normally you can take a string, add it with a for loop and so on, but there is an easier way. Anyone? So think, if you had to type it in C#, how would you do that? Alright, so string dot join is part of the equation. Well, not string, but more like an array. So we are going to be using an array. So return new array of count +1, or just count. And inside here, I would like to say dot join. And what is it that we want to join? Well, we want to join the string here, right? So here we created a new array, and so this is going to be an empty array with some elements inside which are equal to the count. And then after that, I just want to say join all of these empty elements by our string here. So how do you think I can access this string here? So this, right? Because the keyword this corresponds to the string that I am given in this specific case. So yeah, so let's have a look. So dash dot repeat 20 times dot log, and let's see if that's gonna work. Yeah, how about 50 times? Yeah, it seems that it's working. So this very short demo just shows you how you can add methods to your to the prototype of your object. And in this case, this is how we use it with a specific string and dot the method. But if you want to have it in the bunny, this is how we would do it. So we would do it with the prototype, which is going to eliminate this repetition of methods for every single instance of our bunny, because this now is the prototype. So it's up. So if we have the bunny here, we are gonna have this method that we want to have say hi. It's gonna be up here, and it's going to be valid for every instance of bunny, because we are doing it in the prototype instead of for every single instance of bunny. Is that sort of clear? Or yeah, just type dot prototype and then the name of the method, and it's going to work pretty much. All right, so instead of doing that here, I am gonna copy this because I don't want to rewrite it. So I would like to say it, where do I want to say it? I want to say it here. I want to say bunny dot prototype dot say hi equals, and then I just want to copy the function here. What did I press? And close the bracket. And now if we run the same thing here, which was saying false a couple of minutes ago, I could just change that control slash here, and now we should be expecting to see true, because now these methods are the same. They are taken from the prototype, which is like the base class for the bunny. All right, so far so good. Any questions before we get into inheritance? Okay. So this is it, and then we have the homework, and we are free to go. It's going to be a short lecture overall. So new JavaScript file, and inside here I would like to say inheritance in JavaScript. Okay, I want to put it here. So script source inheritance type, it's going to be text JavaScript, and yeah. So instead of explaining what's going on, I would like to type it. It's gonna seem very strange, but I am gonna put comments with references to what the line is gonna mean if you're thinking about C#. So I'll be doing like namespaces, classes, properties, and so on. And instead of explaining how they work, I am just gonna put comments and say what they correspond to in C#. So let's do that. All right, so we are going to create something like an animal factory or a zoo or a pet shop. I've called it animal factory, but we can easily call it something else. So var pet shop. Oh yeah, one thing that I didn't mention is that the only usage of Pascal case in JavaScript is when you make a class. And that's it. So all of the methods, properties, fields, whatever you want to imitate from JavaScript, all of that should be done with camel case, which means that the first letter is lower, and then every next word in the name should be with a capital letter. In this case, only in JavaScript, once you mean some kind of an object or an instance of a class, it has to be with a capital letter, and this is the only scenario in which you do so. So yeah, var pet shop equals, and here I'm going to be typing a couple of brackets. So function, okay, and we'll explain what those are, each one. So let's start. So this bracket is just to wrap around our pet shop. I think I could do it without it. I think I've mentioned what these two brackets are after a method. Do you remember? After a function. So these two brackets here make sure that this method is gonna execute, and I don't want to have to call it from outside. So these two make the function immediately invoked, or in other words, this is called an immediately invoked function expression, or IFI. Right, so this thing you can think of as our namespace. Okay, and then we'll have, so inside here I would like to have an animal, and then we'll have a bunny, which is going to be similar to the one that I've just done. So the animal is going to be easy because it's just like a regular class that we've just made. I am going to write it slightly differently, but it's going to be pretty much the same. So we have to say var animal is going to be equal to, and then I have to do the same thing. So function brackets there, and inside here semicolon. Right, so the same thing applies for my I'm just gonna call it abstract class, abstract slash base class. This one, the same applies. I would like to this to be an immediately invoked function the expression, and to do that I have to say down here return animal. So the animal that I've created inside these lines of code, I would like to return it straight after I've created it, or after I've called the create function for this animal. So let's start with a constructor, which is going to be just function animal, and it's going to be given name and age. Okay, so this is pretty similar to what we've done. So this dot name equals name, this dot age equals age. And as mentioned before, if I want to put a method, I'm not going to put it inside the constructor or inside this method, which is, I'm just going to say it. So this is constructor, this is going to be property, this is going to be property. Alright, so instead of doing it here, this dot say hi, or this dot say something, I am going to be doing it outside with the prototype. So I have to say animal dot prototype, and what is that going to be? Dot introduce, and that is going to equal function, which is just going to say return something like hi, my name is, plus this dot name, plus, actually I have to have some spaces here as well, plus what, and I am, should I put this on a new line? And I am plus this dot age plus years old. So just like an introduction to an animal. I wanted to put here also a method which is gonna be not overridden by the subclasses. So let's do something like, not all animals can jump, but the one in our pet shop should. So I'm going to do something like prototype dot jump equals function prototype dot jump function brackets return I jumped. Alright, so these things are methods. This is a method as well, clearly. So this is a method, this is a method. Clearly, but you know, just the way you type them is very, very different. So first of all, we don't have any access modifiers. The constructor is just a regular function, and so on. So it's, you know, it's a bit weird. Right, we return the animal and we are fine. So up to here, and if you can see the line, this line here, this is going to be the animal. And now comes the harder part, which is create a bunny, which is going to inherit some things from the from the animal, meaning this method introduce and this method jump. Also, we would like to be able to reuse the constructor here. We would like to make a bunny just like we would do in C#. So let's do that, and it starts the same way. So var bunny equals a lot of brackets here, so function semicolon here, and using the same thing, I would like to say return bunny as well. Okay, inside here, I would like to make the constructor, so it's gonna be function bunny, which is gonna take name, age, and breed, just so that, you know, there is some difference from the animal. Okay, open up brackets, and here comes the weird line which just allows us to call the constructor from the animal. And I deliberately said call because this is a keyword that we use. So this is going to be animal dot call, and we would like to say this name and age, which is sort of weird. So this is reusing constructor from animal. Okay, so what does this do? Well, we go to the animal as in class. We want to call the method which is called animal. In this case, it's just the constructor, and we want to call it with the parameters name and age. Okay, what is this keyword doing here? Can anyone sort of guess? I can call it this way, and that's not going to be a problem. Creates a reference to the bunny. So if I just call the method, this way, without this keyword, it's not gonna be referenced to the bunny. And in this case, I want a reference, and I want to say, well, the name and the age are gonna be for this specific bunny, right? And not just like for just standing in there in the space. So this is similar to base. We're using constructor from animal, like the base keyword. All right, this was the hard part, and this just looks weird. But anyways, we can say this dot breed equals breed, and we are fine. Okay, now how do we inherit all of the properties from animal? Because here we are just reusing the constructor, and we are not gonna be able to use the this introduce method and this jump method. So let's actually make I'll put this comment up here, and let's just make a bunny. So var bunny equals new bunny. And I will not be able to make it because inside here I have to say return animal comma bunny. So similarly to what we've done up here, where every time when I'm inside an immediately invoked function expression, I have to say return bunny. This return here comes from the namespace. So as soon as I create some animals, some bunnies, and so on, I would like to be able to bring them back. So if I want to say pet shop and so on, this is how I would do it with return. So these two lines are similar, but this one is for the namespace, and this one is for my class. Beautiful writing. Yeah, is that sort of clear? Okay. So instead of saying new bunny, I would like to use it as it was intended previously. So I can say pet shop dot bunny, and that's fine. And here I can give it a name, pet shop 12, and breed cute white. And now if I try to access, actually this bunny has to be with a small letter. So let's say console.log bunny dot. Okay, so we have age, breed, name. We have say hi, which comes from the other class here, which I would like to comment so that it doesn't interfere. Now I say bunny dot, and I only have breed. I don't even have the name, although I've set it here, right? Which is a bit weird. So we're not inheriting anything from our base class at this moment, and the only thing I have is this breed, which is specific for my bunny. So to do that, inside here, before I start typing my additional methods, overridings, and so on, I have to say bunny.prototype equals new animal. Yeah. And now if we see here dot, we still don't have anything. Why is that? Bunny dot prototype equals new animal. Can I not access name? I can, yeah, but it's just maybe further down somewhere. Actually, let me delete this so that we can see if I can at all access it. So bunny.name. Let's see here. 5 peso. This is really weird. This name and age, but we don't have a name. That's very weird. Let me pause this while I bash my head with it for a little while. Right, so the problem was that actually it's not a problem, it's how it should work. Here we're actually giving the name and the age for our bunny, and this is why we can access them. But if I try to access something like jump here, it should not work. So let me close this up. Yeah, because it's not a function, right? We have not inherited it in any way, but we can say name here, and it's gonna work because what did I do? Bunny.name, name expected. Yeah, peso. There we go. Because in the constructor, I'm actually calling this code over my bunny. So it's like typing here this dot name equals name, but instead of doing that, I just call it through the animal. So we should be having a name. So if I uncomment this now, which is gonna be inheritance. Inside here, if I now say jump, that should be working fine. I jumped. Okay, after doing that, let's say that we want to add something to the introduce, or we want to override it so that we use what's in here and maybe add something more. So here, the same way, we just say bunny.prototype equals new, just function prototype dot introduce equals function, and inside here I would really like for you to guess, how do I call, so it's gonna be similar to this thing, how do I call this method introduce if I want to reuse it? So it's gonna start with return, and after that I have to say something. It's not gonna be this dot. It's similar to the line above, to this line. So animal dot introduce dot call, and after that this. Okay, so these unrelated couple of words, actually this is not gonna work. I have to say prototype as well. Animal dot pro, yeah, so animal dot prototype dot introduce. Let me check it. Animal dot prototype dot introduce dot call, and then this, so that it's called over the bunny. So this thing is reusing method from base class. Yeah, we don't change it. I can do now plus. Actually, this thing I want it to be here. Can I put it here? Why not? Right, so I want to say plus, I don't know, I'm a bunny, yeah. All right, so we have jump. What's going to happen if we say introduce? We should expect it to be different from, yeah, I'm a bunny, to be different from the animal. And now if I create an animal here, so var animal equals new pet shop dot animal Gosho h1, and if I want to say animal dot introduce dot log, we will be getting what's specifically for the base class. So yeah, this is how it works, and it's a bit weird. I would like to go through it again. So we create a namespace this way with a var, because everything is a var in JavaScript. So pet shop, this is our namespace, which is going to be a function which is immediately invoked inside here. We have an animal, we have a bunny, and then we want to return them as soon as we are done, with creating the specified, class in quotes. All right, so this is the namespace. This is the abstract/base class that we are going to create. Constructor is a simple function. These are the properties. Those are relatively simple. And then if you want to add methods, they have to be in the prototype, because otherwise we'll be creating it as many times as we have instances, which is going to be bad on memory and performance in general. So yeah, animal.prototype.introduce. This is just a method. This is another method, and at the end we have to return the animal as well. If we want to reuse the constructor from the base class, we have to say animal.call over the bunny. So this is this keyword, which is going to point to here. Name and age is what we are given here, and we are going to reuse inside the base constructor. This is relatively clear. What else? The inheritance is done straight after that, so we can reuse the functions and the methods and so on from the animal. Then we have this is how we call a method. So animal.prototype dot the name of the method, then call, and then over this. So these 5 unrelated words mean reusing the method from the base class. And then of course we can add something of our own as well. All right, that was it. Is it sort of clear? Okay, let's create a cat, and you will be helping me. So what do I have to type? Var cat equals function, remember the brackets, and this way. Okay, inside here, what's the first thing that I have to do? Sorry? This was one of the things that I've done probably in the middle of my explanations. So animal.call is a bit further. What's the first thing that we need when we make a class? Well, in JavaScript. Constructor. So how do I do that? Function cat. All right, so what kind of properties does that cat have? So we are going to have name, age, fur type, maybe. Okay, and inside here, how do I now call the base constructor? Animal dot call this name, age. Okay, and after that, this dot fur type equals fur type. All right. After that, maybe add a method sleep cat dot prototype. Actually, first let's inherit everything that we have from the animal. So how did we do that? Cat dot prototype equals close but not there. New animal. All right, it's the same as up here somewhere. Where are you? There. All right, and then after that we want to say cat dot. Let's make a method sleep. Prototype dot sleep equals. All right, and inside here return. Shh, I am sleeping. All right, let's override the jump function then. How do we do that? Cat dot prototype dot jump equals function. Okay, so I wanna reuse what I have. Okay, animal dot prototype dot jump dot call this, and maybe say, so what was the text up here? I jumped higher than the bunny. Actually, that's not true. Which ones jump higher? The cats jump higher. Okay, I'll trust your judgment. So higher than the bunny. I don't know. Meow. How do you like that? All right. Good. Semicolon. All right, we are done, and we can test our cat, or we have to return it as well. So what did I do? We need to.
The class get should go from.
So let me put this thing up here. And one more thing, like a final thing, I have to add it here. Cat. Sorry? What is this? Sorry? What does this thing do? So there is a question. What does this thing do? So we said that all of our bunnies and animals and cats, they're inside an immediately invoked function expression, which we call to be our namespace, right? If we want to use it, we have to return all of these, right? So this is the same as the return cat here that we are using. So this one and this one are the same. The difference is that the return cat line here corresponds to our class here cat, and I actually, for my whole namespace, I want to return or be able to use anything that I've created inside here. Yeah, so this line and this line are the same. This is for the namespace, this is for the cat class. Okay, now let's create a cat. Var cat equals new cat. Inside here we want to, how do you call your cat? Mark. Okay. Age 30. What did we have? Fur type, or if it's 30, probably none. Yeah. So console.log cat dot, what is it that we want to log? So let me copy all of that. Yeah, it's fine. We're not gonna use that. We override. We've overwritten the other method, so this is gonna be fine. So cat dot, let's say name. Let's say cat dot age. Let's say cat dot fur type. Also jump and introduce. Sorry, sleep. Do we have sleep? Oh yeah, I'm sleeping. So it was yeah, just one more. And this is gonna be sleep. Here I want to say console.log. Can I now do this? So dash dot repeat 20. See how useful that is? And now we can just see what's happening. Cat is not defined. Interesting. Yes, pet shop dot cat. Let's see if that's gonna work now. No, it's a cat. There we go. Okay, so called Mark, age 30, fur type none. I jumped higher than the bunny, meow. Hi, my name is Mark and I'm 30 years old, so the same as the one in the animal. And then we have the new method, which is I am sleeping. Okay, everything sort of clear? Yeah. Okay. You can as you can see this. Yeah. Question. Are we ever gonna use this? In this course, no, not anymore, because we are gonna be doing it with TypeScript. But if you start working somewhere where they don't use TypeScript, then maybe you have to do this. But if your company is nice enough, they will allow you to use TypeScript, because it translates to or compiles to JavaScript in the end. So I guess you will be fine either way, not knowing this. But you know, it's good to know, to have a basic knowledge of the prototypes, you know, how to imitate it and so on, because not every language that you're gonna type in is gonna have all of those syntactic sugars, like inheritance, you know, properties, automatic properties, and so on. You should be able to do them this way by hand. Okay, and you know, not all languages are object oriented. There are some which are functional. In which case, if you need the class, you have to do something like this, and if you need inheritance, you have to look how it's done there as well. Right. So I wanted to say something, but then I forgot because of the question. So yeah, there are ways to imitate, and as you can see, this thing here is very weird. You know, with the functions, with the namespaces. You know, everything here is a function, and you have no idea which one is which. So here we use a function for a namespace, for an abstract class, for a constructor, and then finally for a method. You know, which is what it's normally intended to do, the functions and the methods. Yeah. So there is a way to imitate validation, and one easy way, which is not necessarily the best, is just inside here, before I actually set the values, I can say, you know, if name.length is less than 20, then, or you know, less than 5, you can say throw new error, and inside here, not gonna do it for the name, and let's put some kind of a, oh yeah, Marcus, let's make it less than 6. So yeah, the length of this should be 4, and we should be getting this error once we try to make, yeah, not gonna do it for the name is what we get. So you can do a validation inside the constructor. There are other ways in which you can imitate it, but I really don't want to go into details, because it gets weirder and weirder. There is a prototype property that you can use, and in there you can give it a get, set, you can make it writable, readable only, and so on. You can actually make it enumerable as well. But you know, these are very weird things. I just didn't want to get into that many details, because we're not going to use them anyways. So yeah, if you need something, the point is that you can have a look online how many people have done it, because there are many ways to imitate object-oriented programming in JavaScript, and just pick the one that you believe looks best or is suitable for your needs. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I have given. Are there any questions? No. Weird. I know it's weird. So homework. This one is optional. Rewrite your RPG homework from the object-oriented programming module, not course. If you dare. So if you wanna try it, give it a go. I'm sure that it's gonna be a nightmare, but you can at least try. Write a couple of classes, see how it works, and so on. Yeah. Question. Should it be all in one block? Well, you can put the namespace of your whole project, but then inside you can make different different functions which correspond to your objects and classes. Normally, I think this is called a module. So namespace, this is in C#. Otherwise, it is called a module in JavaScript, because it's like closed. This pet shop works on its own, and it's like a closed object of the classes and their functionality and so on. So yeah, try to do that, even if you can't rewrite the whole thing. Just write a couple of classes, see how it's done, whether you can implement the logic that you had from your RPG game, like heroes fighting, mages casting spells, and so on. Try to see if you can implement it with the pure JavaScript. References, and if you don't still have any questions, I guess that's it. So next time we'll be doing simple animations with Canvas. The lecture after that will be making a simple game with Canvas, and that will be the end of this course as an introduction to HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So I'll see you on Thursday.